Alright. What are we looking at here? Decay again. I want to reroll that. We don't have any active rerolls. These dice, I think, are pretty risky. Doesn't seem like it at first glance, but if you think about it, this will take us down to 1 heart, or 1 pip, I should say, 1 pip. And it'll get us a reroll so we can reroll Decay, but can't really do anything else besides use these to heal. Right? I don't know if that'll get us up to full. Kind of need to be. Actually, yeah, we do need to be at full. We need to be at full and we need shielding. I don't see any shields. We can reroll these, I guess. But again, if we hurt ourselves too much, then that's not great. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a tough one to get out of without losing a life. Okay, so what do we need here? We need to get rid of Decay. We need to reroll these, or at least one of them. And then we also need to heal up to full somehow. What do we have? Discard 1 die from your hand. If you do, apply 3 wave to the enemy. It's fine and all, but I'm not going to heal off of that. But I'm not going to heal off of any of these either, so let's go ahead and discard one of them. That opens up our reroll. So let's take it. Let's go ahead and reroll Decay, and let's reroll one of these. Nope. Wow, okay. Very bad luck there. Alright, then in that case, we could use this to set up another reroll. We would heal ourselves and then hurt ourselves again with this. The only problem is healing back up to full, because again, I don't know if we can get a full health bar out of just these two here. We'd be at 1 pip and then taken up to, what, 5? You know, 4 plus 1 is 5, so that would take us up to 5. And then, best case scenario, we would have 3 shield here. So that would block 3 of the 7 damage coming from Devour, right? So that'd be 4 damage coming our way, plus this. Like, I don't even know if we can defend against this right here. We can defend against Devour. We'd be left with another just 1 pip, and then this would hit us right here. You know what, though? We did get rid of Ruin. No, Decay. Sorry. We got rid of Decay. So we don't have to really worry about that anymore. We could maybe get another reroll. Reroll both of these dice right here. Again, best case scenario, get a 3 shield on both of them. And that might actually work. I think that might be our only option. Because the extra 3 that we would get from the second die would protect from this. It's about the only option we have then. I think. Actually, maybe not. Maybe I might be screwed, because I was just saying we could use this to set up a reroll, but we kind of need this for the shield. We need to reroll this. Meaning we would have to use one of these to set up the reroll. But, like, I need these. That, like, 1 pip survival hinges on the fact that we would heal using these. So, I guess unless there's some divine intervention that I'm forgetting about or something, then we might be screwed here, but let's try it. Oh, yeah, there is divine. I totally forgot about this. Divine intervention, for sure. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Increase purification received by all targets by 1. Yeah, okay, cool. That might do it then. Because we can refresh this again and use it to heal later, again. We just have to hope that this reroll goes well and we get the 3 shield on both of them. Nope. Okay. But we do heal more than I was expecting. I was expecting to be up to 5, but we are going to be up to 7. So maybe that'll make up for it. Maybe. I doubt it, but that's about the only thing we can do. Yeah, no, I think we're screwed. Pretty sure we're screwed. Yep. What a turn, man. There had to be something there that I just missed early on. Because I feel like just having turns that are unsalvageable from the get is just completely unfair. Like, if we were playing Hevelius right now, we'd be out of the game. Okay. We gotta take this slowly. I do not want to restart this anomaly level 9. I really want to get up to 10, beat 10, and then move on to just normal achievements. Okay. Let's take inventory. We have everything here. It's the beginning of the turn. We have all of our virtues, which is very nice. Overcorruption just happened, so it's not going to happen this turn. We have Serenity on the enemy. We have Wave on the enemy. Not much. We have some, though. We have our Star Blessings. Okay. We have plenty of discards. We have 3 discards. But we only have 3 dice, so we're not going to use all of those. We have a couple rerolls. We have some healing. Our anomaly debuff is not about to go off right now. And we do have 1 ruin, so at the start of next turn, if we don't die right now, we are going to take 1 damage. We just got to make sure we're not on 1 pip. So what are we looking to do? I think we got to get rid of Decay again, because that's just going to be a problem for the rest of the fight. Whereas Ruin depreciates and it gets rid of itself. Decay does not do that. It's a permanent debuff. So I think let's get rid of this in our inventory. Let's discard that. Get some wave on that. Let's reroll Decay. Let's see if we need a reroll elsewhere. I don't think we do, because it's not going to get overcorrupted and we're not going to take damage aside from Ruin or the anomaly debuff. So we don't necessarily need a shield. Yeah, I'm going to have to take this second reroll. Alright, that's not too bad. The Ruin is a bit annoying, but that's not too bad at all. And then I guess we could just send all the damage. Nothing else to do. Fairly simple turn there. Now this turn is going to be an issue. This turn is going to be an issue for sure. We've got to take at least 50 damage. Not take, we got to give 50 damage. We have Serenity. And we still have the buff from Darkness Shard, of course. So essentially 3 Serenity on this guy. So whatever we do, we have to add 3 to it. I see we have Apex Instinct, so that's going to give us a lot of extra damage if we use our virtues. And I don't believe we have a way to overcorrupt the enemy before the end of our turn. So we're stuck with the virtues that we have, unless we want to play risky with corrupt actions, which I don't necessarily want to do. And we have to do a lot of management here before we even get to dealing 50 damage, which I'm pretty sure we can't do. So we have to get rid of Shadow Mantle so we can heal, because Devour is going to deal 8 damage to us. We have to get some more shielding because of Devour and because of Ruin. And then we also have to make sure we don't hurt ourselves in the process. So let's get rid of Shadow Mantle. We need to get up to full health. We need to basically heal for 5. This will be 4 right here. And then we might as well use this for the rest of it. Actually, no. Wait a minute. We can do this. We can play a little risky with this. Get the reroll active. Reroll our shields, so we have more protection against Devour. Okay, that's not that much more, but whatever. We can heal completely using this. Oh, actually, no. We still have Shadow Mantle. Very tricky, very tricky. I think let's discard this, because we don't have another reroll active. How are we going to heal? How are we going to heal? This will be 4 damage. This will be another 3. This will be another 3. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be worried too much about it. We'll take 7 damage, and then we should be protected from Devour. It's just the Ruin at the end. So we can get up to full health for sure. We can block Devour. That'll take out... how much health? It'll take out our shield completely, of course, and then it'll deal 5 damage to us. And then this will deal another 2, which is going to be a problem. Is that it? Is that the end of the run? Is that really the end of the run? Discard 1 die from your hand. If you do, deal 3 purification to an enemy. Yeah, we don't have enough damage to kill this guy right now. Really? Is this really the end of the run here? Let's do some math. Let's do some math. The damage that we're going to put out... Oh, no, we can't even put out that much damage because we need these to heal. Oh, my God. Yeah, I think we're done. I think we are done. Can I send maybe these just to deal the damage, maybe? So that would be 6 plus 5, so 11. That brings us down to, what, like 40-something? 39 health. That's not going to do it. Not going to do it at all. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That is very disheartening, very disappointing. Extremely disappointing. We did all that work on our first attempt at level 9. It just didn't work. Alright, well, let's start again. Likely won't have time to complete another full run today, since we took so long on that one. Let's try again. Let's try Hevelius run. We haven't played Hevelius in a minute, and I tend to neglect Hevelius, I think. What do we want at the beginning of the game? Hevelius obviously is going to be completely different than the other guys. Starts with the Sentinels. He only has 2 hearts. I just don't know what items I can get out of these. Maybe I should just learn, huh? I should just learn what items I could potentially get out of each of these pools. Seems like a lot of work, but I guess it could be necessary. Let's take a Black Hole Blessing, because as we know by this point, they have a tendency to be stronger. It synergizes with other stuff more. It's just going to be a bit of a detriment to us as well. Increase purification received by all targets by 3. At the start of battle, apply Blighted Soul to everybody. When enemies are blighted, with enemies with Blighted Soul are defeated, apply X Torment to all targets. After the first turn of each battle, you won't be able to see the corruption meter. Okay. No, it's basically a permanent blindness effect, essentially. Yeah, we get extra damage out of it, but Torment is pretty horrible, by and large. Then we have draw 2 additional dice per turn, and you can only use 1 virtue per turn, unless you refresh. That could be okay with Hevelius, because Hevelius does have a mandatory virtue. So, you know, if we use that, and we have to use this virtue, we could just burn it and then be done with that. So that's not horrible. And then draw 1 additional die per turn, and at the start of battle, apply Obscure. You won't be able to see their over-corruption meter. It's kind of interesting, because there's quite a lot of items that would synergize with this. There's a lot of over-corruption related stuff. It's just, I guess, between whether or not we want to have 1 or 2 extra dice per turn. But I think 1 dice would be fine, because again, we do have the Sentinels. So that should make up for the lack of an extra die. Okay. So then, what kind of build do we want? Let's set up something here. Let's set up whatever we get. So augmented welding. I don't really know what Hevelius's dice do in general. So this is going to be a learning moment for me. Apply 2 augmented welding to a sentinel. Increases a sentinel's max corruption by X. When applied, A random enemy receives X purification, where X is half of the Sentinel's max health. Okay, probably not too great at the beginning of the game because they don't have that much health. So if I did that, I'd only get like, I think 2 damage out of that at most. But we would get a draw, and we would get a little bit more health on our Sentinels. Repair all broken Sentinels, and then a lot of shielding. Okay. We have some repairs to start out with. That shouldn't be a problem. And if we take the health, I mean, we're still going to get some broken Sentinels, don't get me wrong, but it'll be less of a problem. So I guess we're going for maybe buffing a Sentinel type run, rather than dealing direct damage ourselves. So either of these could be great. Break a Sentinel if you do gain charged body. Whenever light shield or barrier is applied to you or a Sentinel, a random enemy receives X purification. Let me read that again. Whenever light shield or barrier is applied to me or a Sentinel, a random enemy takes damage. Okay, great. But we do have to break a Sentinel for that. And we need more light shield to make that work. Break a Sentinel if you do draw 2 dice, or Serenity. Apply Serenity to a random enemy. Yeah, I think at the beginning of the game, it's pretty invaluable. So let's take that, so we have that in our back pocket for the rest of the game. Alright. So I guess from now on, we gotta keep an eye on the overcorruption meters as best we can. And we have to find something that'll leverage overcorruption, or else that'll just run us into the ground eventually. Alright, so what are we doing here? We don't have a limit on virtues, so that won't be an issue. Sentinels aren't going to be doing that much right now. So what do we need? I guess let's take out the big guy first. 'Cause why not? We're not going to get anything out of overcorruption right now. And y'all are going to deal 5 damage to me this turn. So this corrupt action's a bit of an issue because it's either going to break a Sentinel or get these guys real close to overcorruption. But I do see we have a repair, so that's not actually horrible. Okay, great. Alright. Let's try not to lose a heart. We're going to take another 6 damage. Plus whatever happens to the overcorruption meters, but they're still at 0. So we should just leave it alone. We have some extra health for the Sentinels. So we can do this. So now you're at 4 health, you did a little damage. Then I don't know what's up with the fact that it's like a buff. I don't know why it's staying around. Increases max corruption. When applied, a random enemy receives purification. Yep, that already happened. Where X is the half where X is half of the Sentinel max corruption. Oh, okay, so I guess we could stack these on top of each other then. Okay, that's kind of different. I didn't realize we can stack them. So, I guess if we get that again, that'll be 3 damage. If we get it again, that'll be 4, so on and so forth. Okay, I can see that being pretty cool if we get a lot of those. We can go to the forge and copy them. We can pick up more of them if we see them. So on and so forth. We need to heal. We need to heal up to full. We do have that action, that mandatory action to do something with. We can maybe re-roll this to get a repair. And all these are fine here. That's not great. That's going to overcorrupt one of these guys. That's going to be another 2 or 4 damage. But we don't really need Serenity on this fight. I don't think. Yeah, these guys have low enough health bars that we don't really need it. Alright, so let's work up to full health then. Let's get that out of there. Heal up using all these actions here. Something like that, and then we have to burn this somewhere. I think you have a higher overcorruption meter, so let's do that. Refresh one of you. Oh, this is mandatory. Of course it is. In that case, might as well go ahead and heal this guy up then. Because I don't know if we can protect against that much damage. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we get to test out my theory here. If we use this again, this should be 3 damage on an enemy. 4 damage. Why was that 4 damage? X is half of the Sentinel max corruption, rounded down. So yeah, that should have been... Oh, Serenity, of course. Okay, so yeah, 3 plus 1. Makes sense. Alright, what are we gonna do here? This looks like a life loss to me. Because you're gonna get overcorrupted and you're gonna heal yourself a little bit, so you're gonna set the fight back a little bit. You're just gonna hit me for 3. There's not a lot of big numbers here, so I don't know if we can heal back up to full health. And we have Shadow Mantle. Yeah, I don't know, this one might be a problem. Yep, there goes all of our Purify actions. Go and break you. Repair you. We still can't heal up to full. Alright, so what's going to happen here? You are going to get overcorrupted. You're going to hit us for 2. And then you're going to hit us for 3. The 2 would be blocked. And then the 3 shouldn't kill us. So we're going to get out of here with 1 pip. Alrighty. Okay, gotta do a lot of mental math here. Only the first fight, man. Maybe this is why I don't play Hevelius. This is such a struggle, man. I can't even think. So 4 damage is coming my way. I need to be at 5 health, at least, or some shielding. Man, I don't know. I guess let's just heal up with these. We have a couple actions we need to burn somewhere, but we don't have any repairs. So these basically have to go on the enemies. Okay, well, there goes all of our heals. I don't know if this guy's gonna get set off, but if I had to guess, he probably will. Oh, no, I guess not. Timeless, I guess I should have used that. I didn't even see that was up there. Can't use the repair right now, but we can use Timeless to get that shield. We can re-roll this, actually. We can re-roll all of these. We might as well. Great. Okay, so I should be left at 1 pip again.